Good morning, I'm Viti. This is La Cocina de la Abuela. And today we're making 3 desserts that only take 5 minutes to prepare. No oven needed, delicious, refreshing. They've got everything to be a hit. Stay until the end and tell me in the comments which one you liked the most. First, an easy and tasty dessert. Prepared in 5 minutes with just 5 ingredients. No eggs, no oven. Wonderful. Wow! Just look at this flan. It's truly amazing. And once you try it, you won't be able to stop. Look at that inside, that outside. Pure magic. Absolutely spectacular. Stay until the end. You're going to love this recipe.
Good morning, I'm Viti. This is La Cocina de la Abuela, and today we're making a super simple flan, maybe the simplest one in the world. Just a few steps, very little prep time, and an amazing result. You'll see, sweet and creamy. Let's go!
First ingredient, milk. 500 milliliters of milk, which is about 2 cups. We're also going to use cuajada. 2 packets of cuajada. Pour half of the milk into a small bowl or a large glass. Add the cuajada and dissolve it. Well, stirring with a spoon. It won't take you even 10 seconds. There it is.
That is amazing. It's thick, natural, and very typical of Spain. If you don't have it in your country, don't worry. You can add gelatin. About 3 sheets soaked in water. Drain the water, add the gelatin, and that's it. No problem. It'll turn out just as good.
Oh! The rest of the milk goes into a pot. There you go. And here we're going to add heavy cream, 300 milliliters, which will give it an amazing creaminess. We heat our pot a little so that the 100 grams of sugar we're going to add dissolve much better, making it super sweet. If you don't want it very sweet, 50 or 60 grams also works. And if you don't want to add sugar, you can use liquid saccharin or honey. We stir and heat on low for 5 minutes stirring. We prepare a caramel with 250 grams of sugar and a few teaspoons of water. Put it on medium heat until it dissolves.
Be very careful with the caramel. It burns like crazy. You could end up in the hospital. If you're not very skilled at this, or you're a bit clumsy, use store-bought liquid caramel in a bottle. It saves you trouble and it's cheaper.
Whichever caramel you choose, it's time to pour it into a mold. Mine is rectangular and about 25 centimeters long by 12 or 13 centimeters wide. Set it aside in the fridge so the caramel thickens a bit and move on to the pot. Remove it from the heat and stir well. There it is. Now we're going to add the mixture we had set aside with the cuajada. Give it a few stirs and in about 20 seconds it'll be ready. Pour it into the mold. If you use a ladle, you'll pour it from lower down and the caramel will mix much less. Now you just have to put it in the fridge for 4 hours. If you wait a little before, your fridge won't get damaged. After the time has passed, we take it out of the refrigerator or fridge, as it's called in your country. In mine, it's called nevera. We turn it over, and you see that it comes out perfectly thanks to the caramel, since I left it out of the fridge for 5 minutes. Look! It looks amazing. And now you just have to take it to the table. There it goes. On the grass, on the table. Flan de cuajada. No oven needed. 5 minutes, 5 ingredients. Quick and easy! Who can beat that? You have to try it. Let's cut it open to see the inside. And I assure you, this is truly amazing. I love it. Individual serving on the plate and enjoy. Grab a spoon. And look how it falls apart. This is spectacular. And of course, super easy. I love this flan. It's truly amazing. You have to make it at home. You won't regret it.
Here's the piece. I'm eating. Look. It looks amazing. Another piece so you can see how this marvel falls apart.
See? Secondly, you need 5 minutes to make this super creamy cake. Nice and chilled, creamy, and super flavorful. In my case, lemon. And I'll tell you in advance that you can make it with any other flavor. It's amazing. Look, wow. Incredible. Ingredients, super easy. First, 3 sheets of gelatin, which we are going to soak in water. There it goes into the little bowl. This gelatin takes a few minutes to bloom. You can also use powdered gelatin, whichever you prefer. No problem. Let's continue. We need cream. 500 milliliters of heavy cream. We're going to separate 200 milliliters from the remaining 300. So I'll leave 200 here, and the others, I won't take them out of the carton. Let's move to a saucepan. Let's pour in the 200 milliliters of cream that we set aside. And we're going to add 50 grams of sugar. We add the sugar to our little saucepan. Turn on the heat. Low heat. Let it dissolve for about 20 seconds. It should be ready. Give it a stir and let's continue. Let's go back to the little bowl. Look. See, it's bloomed. It's soft. We've got it. We drain it. And without any water left, in it goes into our cream and sugar mixture, well dissolved. And in less than 5 seconds, it will melt. To prepare this dessert, you need 3 yogurts pro tip. If at least one of them is lemon flavored, it will give it much more flavor. Write it down. I'm Viti. This is La Cocina de la Abuela. Stay until the end. You're gonna love the dessert. Super easy cake. There it is. Time for our yogurts. Everything goes right in. It's a great trick to use these Greek yogurts because they're super creamy. We stir. We mix it in. And we continue on low heat for a minute. Meanwhile, let's move on to the next ingredient. It's for the base. We need a good handful of cookies. 10 will do. We break them up and chop them. By hand or with a machine. There you go. I get it done in seconds. If you're gonna do it by hand, the best way is with a rolling pin. Putting them in a bag and crushing them like there's no tomorrow. That's it. They should look like sand. We pour it into a bowl. And here we're going to prepare what will be the base of our cake. Butter. 80 grams of butter is enough. We melt it in the microwave in 10-second bursts until it's completely liquid. We add it together with the crushed cookies. Stir until both ingredients are combined, and then we transfer it to a pan. In this case, it's 18 centimeters, and we've greased it with butter because we're cautious, guys. Of course, and that way the cake won't stick. It's a trick we always use. A glass. It's circular at the bottom and lets us press down all this cookie mixture. Flatten it and cover the base of this circular mold perfectly. And there we have it. Let's move on to the cream we haven't used yet. In this case, it's 300 milliliters of cream. It's nice and cold. That way it will whip much better, which is what we're going to do. Now, double cream, whipping cream, heavy cream. Cream for whipping. Nata, as we call it in Spain. What do you call it in your country? It's this one. Dairy product. It has about 34 or 35% fat content. It whips up really well. It's great for desserts. I'm going to use a machine because that way it'll only take about 20 seconds. You can do it by hand with a whisk. Don't worry. But with these electric beaters, look at the result. Incredible. In less than 20 seconds, I have perfectly whipped cream. The real test, we turn it upside down and it doesn't fall. There you go. Next step. Super easy. What we had in the saucepan has already cooled down. It's lost its heat. Now we're going to add it to the mixture. Don't add it while it's hot or the whipped cream will collapse. Here's the secret trick for today's recipe. You have to combine the two mixtures gently, using folding motions so the whipped cream doesn't deflate. That way it'll stay nice and tall and super cool. So little by little, and always with both mixtures, almost or completely cold. That way it'll turn out perfect. So you keep mixing. Little by little, don't add it all at once, and it'll turn out perfect. I think it'll take me 3 or 4 times. Come on, once you've added it, it'll be this creamy. See? This is the texture. Perfect. Let's go back to the mold. In goes our mixture. There you have it. Wow, how wonderful. As soon as you have everything inside this mold, give it a shake. And let's move on to the topping. This goes in the fridge, and we move on to the topping. Gelatin topping. You can use whatever flavor you like best. If you're going for lemon, then use lemon man. If it's for kids and they like strawberry, then strawberry. Whatever you want. If you don't want to use gelatin, that's fine. You can use shredded coconut, cinnamon, and especially grated chocolate. It turns out amazing. However you like it, man. Each gelatin mix has its own instructions. I'm gonna use the lemon one. What we need to do is use 200 milliliters of very hot water. Add the contents of 1 packet. There you go. We stir until it's perfectly mixed. And guys, there you have it. We add this right on top. The cake needs to be a bit firm so it doesn't mix with the cream and turn out bad. So it's been in the fridge for about half an hour. We add this and put it back in the fridge for at least 4 hours. After that time, here it is. Here you go. I'm unmolding it now. The butter will help. So it should come out on the first try. I'm taking a chance. Here it goes. I'm going slow. I don't want it to break. But it worked on the first try. It's a non-stick spring foam pan. And I'll tell you right now that I bought it at a hardware store. And it cost me very little. I think 5 euros or 6 euros at most. We take it out. And there it is. Look. Wow. That looks great. I'll move it for you. There it is. So you can see. It turned out great. That's it. Let's take it to the table. There you have the lemon pie. Side view. Wow. That's amazing. And now let's cut it. The inside is going to look incredible. A lemon pie made in 5 minutes with very few ingredients. And all of them affordable. Look at it. There. Drum roll. And there you have it. In third place, only 3 ingredients. Of course, just 5 minutes of prep and no oven. And a cinnamon and lemon dessert. Made with just 3 ingredients. And no oven or anything complicated. Super easy, look. So creamy. It's delicious. You have to try this recipe. You're gonna love it. Super easy ingredients. 600 grams of cinnamon cookies. Something mild. 800 milliliters of condensed milk. We're gonna squeeze the juice out of the lemons, which in many countries is called zumo. What do they call it in your country? Juice, zumo, or something else? Tell me in the comments. A good shake like this will make it release a lot more liquid. I'm using the manual one because I'm too lazy to plug in the expensive one. We squeeze it by hand. And soon we'll have our lemon juice ready. Or lemon juice, whatever you...
Before the comment party starts, I'll tell you that I used lemons in Spain. They're like this, super yellow and big. They're not oranges, which are super orange and much rounder. Lemons are elongated, oranges are round. If in your country you have lemons that are greener and smaller, I recommend you taste as you mix because they're much more acidic. It'll turn out just as well, but taste it just in case it ends up too acidic. If not, use these. They're the ones we have in Spain, and I think lemons in Europe are like this. What are they like in your country? Tell me, I want to know. In the comments. I know in Mexico they're like that, smaller and green. In Argentina, I think there are both types. In Chile, I think they're small. In Miami, they've got all kinds. Although I think the ones they use the most are the green ones. Well, there are a lot.
Well, from a good well-squeezed lemon, you'll get all this juice that's going to give the cream an amazing flavor. There you go. Also, apparently it helps it thicken. There you go. That's it. So let's do it with all 3 lemons. Shake, cut, squeeze. And that's it. A large bowl. Inside goes the condensed milk. So creamy. It's so good, so sweet. Fantastic. Come on, here we go. 800 milliliters of condensed milk. We add the lemon juice. And now we're gonna stir really well with our mixer or with a manual whisk. The important thing is that it's well mixed. So we're really gonna give it a good mix. First like this, so it doesn't splash too much, and then full power. You can see how it's coming together, little by little. After 20 seconds, it will already have some body. Like you see, here. There it is. I'm almost done. So we've been mixing for about a minute, more or less. Now we have it. Well mixed. This is the cream we're looking for. There it is. Don't worry if it turns out like this. Slightly creamy, not liquid. It doesn't matter. It'll turn out great and be fantastic once cooled. A mold. There it is, like this one. I'm gonna do a cool trick. I always wonder whether to put the cream or the cookie first. With cookies on the bottom, it releases from the mold better. If cream is on the bottom, the first layer of cookies stays in place. I'll try adding just a little cream to the base. Just enough, so the cookies stick. On top of this little bit of cream, I put the cookies. There it is. I cover it well with pieces. It turned out perfect. The first layer is ready.
Which mold do I use? Whichever you want. I used a small mold that's about 18 centimeters. That way I get it nice and tall, just how I like it. If you want to use a round mold, it's a bit tricky. You'll have to arrange the cookies in a circle. But you can also use a bigger mold to make a shorter cake and cut it into bigger portions. That's fine, whichever you prefer.
And what are we gonna do now? Add the cream. How much? Well, a good amount. So it turns out nice and moist. So that the layers are distinct. There it is. Come on, 4 scoops of this. Of course, spread it well. It's not hard because a layer of cookies will go on top afterwards. So we can use the next layer of cookies to press it down a bit. Come on. There it is. We spread it out really well. Look at the cream. It looks amazing. The cookies. You don't need to moisten the cookies because they'll get moist just from this cream. If you want to dip them in coffee, go ahead. That's also really tasty. Look, the first layer. We keep adding cookies. There it is. Playing that. One after another. Super. Easy. Use these little cookies. There it is. Cinnamon cookies. They have an intense cinnamon flavor, and they're also super aromatic. They work really well. If you want to use another type of cookie, no problem. Go ahead. With chocolate cookies, which I've tried before, and it worked really well. It's super tasty. And with these too. All right, I've already set up the next layer, and I add a good amount of cream again. There it is. Check out the consistency of the cream, and it's going to get even firmer, even though it will still be creamy once it cools down. It's manageable. It almost looks like Greek yogurt. There it is. We spread it well, and once we have it, we'll place the next layer, the next stage, the next layer of cookies. Here we go. This is a piece of cake, super easy. Last layer of cookies is ready. If you have a taller mold, you can add another layer of cookies. It's fine, it'll look fantastic. I'm going to finish here, and I'm going to put an extra layer of cream on top. I want the last layer to be really thick. Why? Well, because I'm still going to put some more cookies on top. This time crush them up a bit. They turn out really well. You'll see. You'll see how good they look. There you go. Spread it out well. There you have it. And once you have it well spread out, you'll cover it and leave it in the fridge for at least 2 hours. If you leave it for 3 or 4 hours, that's fine too, even overnight. It turns out fantastic. Cover it and put it in the fridge. There it is. See how the layers show. It'll turn out great. Well, then all the work is done and the cake is in the fridge. At least 2 hours. If you leave it for 3, 4, or even overnight, that's fine. It'll turn out fantastic. Well, since you've made it this far, let me tell you, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. There are more than 500,000 of us, almost 600,000.
All you have to do is hit the little red button down there, the one that says subscribe, and you'll be subscribed. Come on, there's a little bell. Turn on the bell. You'll get notifications every time I upload a video. At least 2, one sweet and one savory. And it always ends up being a lot, 3 or 4. Of course, it's totally free. Don't worry.
Like I said, I'm gonna crush some cookies. You can do it with a grinder like this. Just break them up, put them in here, and give them a good spin. Or, if not, you can also put them inside a clean plastic bag and crush them with a rolling pin. Or with a bottle, which also works really well. With this Bosch machine. Thank you, Bosch, for the little gift. We chop them up in seconds. Now that we have them finely chopped, I'm gonna do an amazing trick. You can do it if you really like cinnamon. I like it. A touch of cinnamon, about a teaspoon or so, stir it well here. And it will give you more flavor, more aroma, and it will slightly change the light color of the cookie. Look, fantastic. After some time, we take it out of the fridge. There it is. Look, it looks amazing like this. But the touch of cookies on top suits it so well that I'm going to add them anyway. Come on, a whole bunch. Go all out. You have to add a lot because it's going to stick. And once it sticks, it won't move anymore. So, a lot. Make sure it's well covered. And then give it a little shake. There. So that it's completely covered evenly. There you go. Well, as soon as you have it, 2 minutes to rest. Then serve it. Here we go. Here you go. Look how amazing it looks. Let's cut it. It falls apart. There you have it. Look, the layers are distinct. A huge amount of cream. Really good. And super easy to make. Cake with 3 ingredients. Lemon and cinnamon. Ready in 5 minutes. Riz rizras. Who can beat that? Well, that's it for today's show. I hope you liked the 3 recipes. As promised, I'll tell you that my favorite recipe is the lemon cake. What's yours? Let me know in the comments. I read them all. See you in the next video.